Sincerity era.
So this periodically comes up in the discourse and is always a topic of contention among communists and those posing as communists. This one is bound to make some people mad. I encourage you to engage in the comments and watch all the way to the end, see if you come to the same conclusions that I have. So leftists and neocons have tried to smash all workers down to some universal anybody that goes to a job. This is not indicative of real class position and does a massive disservice to all the parties involved by obfuscating the truth. The working class is comprised of people that reproduce what is necessary for society to function. This includes the production of goods and their transport to be utilized. Now, the manufacturing base of the US was shipped off decades ago. For the most part, and I mean most, we are not producing our own goods. In many cases, factories are even just assembling parts that have been made somewhere else. When it was shipped off, we seemed to think that imperialism would just keep trucking along and we would have underdeveloped countries continue to make goods for us. We would extract their wealth, essentially. We are now seeing the limits of this with the rise of China, BRICS Plus, and the era of multipolarity in general. Now, I'm not sure how much this has been discussed before. If you have any more commentary or know where else I can find more commentary about it, please let me know in a comment below. But around the same time that our manufacturing base was shipped off, there was also what I call an attempted stasis of our economy here. So what do I mean by attempted stasis? So there has been a concerted effort among the ruling class here to push everyone into the service industry. So this includes food service, which is the vast majority of what I see, someone in the Midwest, the most overbloated industry of all, the medical or so-called healthcare industry, entertainment, etc. Ceasing to produce surplus value in commodities would ultimately slow the march towards abundance and socialism here in the US. It is an attempted stasis because we know the world works dialectically and is always in motion. Now, the extension of this, I believe, was the proliferation of the internet and the focus on creating digital goods and experiences. When everything exists on someone else's servers, you don't really own it. You have not created any real goods. You have created an experience for someone to consume. Now, this was further intensified by app stores and the rise of the smartphone in general. The monopolies of finance capital already own all this, and they've directed people's time and energy into these channels. This is not the result of a free market in any sense. Rather, the mechanisms of social capital and real wages have steered things in this way. We live in a planned economy that only serves the rich. So how does this all relate back to the barista question? Well, Starbucks employees come up all the time. Organizing for their union is a big focus of CPUSA and others. But here's the thing. Even the Starbucks CEO will tell you they're selling you the Starbucks experience. The coffee you get is a souvenir. It's a signifier of a lifestyle. You pay more for something immaterial, another tax on the people, another rent, if you will. As what was described before, Starbucks employees assemble things that were already made elsewhere and charge you for the experience that you get and expect when you go there. Now, this is the reality for the entire service economy. It's important to bring this up around Starbucks specifically for all the unionizing efforts. Unionizing Starbucks and classifying it as a win for labor is deeply reactionary. Now, reactionary is a word that gets thrown around a lot. It's mostly been ruined. I mean reactionary in the real sense of the word. It is against the movement of things towards a new mode of production. The effort to unionize, however serious it is or isn't, obfuscates the real working class and the true path towards socialism for the American people. So what should service workers do with this information? I've worked service jobs. I do now. I know plenty of good people doing their best to try to make ends meet, working those jobs. They should be demanding real manufacturing and infrastructure projects in the US. It's going to be a long process to rebuild an industrial base, and services aren't going to instantly go away. The only way we can get to a condensed work week and more free time to rebuild the importance of family here in America is through real manufacturing and real infrastructure, not service. Now, it's important to note, this is not an indictment of the people. This is an indictment of the system that got them here. I do, however, condemn the CPUSA and their efforts to unionize Starbucks. It is worse than a waste of time. It is reactionary. It's our job as communists to make this clear to the people. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Later.
thanks for watching that episode of Sincerity Era. Like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to support the channel, there are links below for merch. And if you'd like to make a one-time contribution to the channel, it will go back into the channel and allow me to make content more often. Thanks again.